It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Crowd is set again. Oh, John, boom. Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Gets Benny in the car.
To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker! Kenneth Walker! Touchdown! Spotty!
Goff's got it. Back, looks, throws, ends up.
Yes!
Caught! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! They did it! Amon-Ra St. Brown on the receiving end!
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here! A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good Friday morning to you. It is the 30th day of December 2022. We welcome you here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. From Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, we say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you. Join the program at any time. You can text the keyword Sports Radio and send that to 21,000. Sports Radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line 248-951-2176. That's 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XB Mornings. Facebook, X's and Bros. Good morning to our television audience on BCSN, now streaming as well at YouTube. Just find our Michigan Sports Network page there on the old YouTube. MichiganSportsNetwork.com is the website. xbmornings@gmail.com is our fan feedback email inbox. Danny Cahalan is at Dan in the studio. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key. And I'm Anthony Bellino at AC Bellino. And gentlemen, good morning to both of you. How are you this morning? Happy Friday.
It is a particularly good morning for the man to my left.
Woo! Fire up, Chips. Happy Friday, everybody. What a beautiful way to end the year. And a nice victory. I think it's the first basketball victory CMU's had in 20 years. So, nice to end the year on a good note. And a game you couldn't watch. That I had to follow along on stat broadcast.
Yeah, BTN Plus. I'm glad I couldn't watch it. I am glad I could not watch it. At 6:17, I will share my thoughts on that utter disgrace that took place last night in Chrysler Center. What an absolute debacle they have going on there. I wasn't there, so I can't take the blame for it. I was at home. A couple of my friends were like, wait a minute, how are you texting us right now? And, like, how are you active right now?
How are you sad boy texting us and calling this game?
Yeah, they're like, wait, well, how are you doing? I said, I'm not there. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, Santa brought me the plague for Christmas. They're like, so you're not in Phoenix? I said, no.
Yeah, so you already had the fill-in already assigned, so good
Exactly.
for you.
Well, not only that, but one, I'm still not 100%, so I'm not going to go up there and sound like a crust ball. Two,
I mean, even getting on a plane would be bad for you. Would have been bad.
That would have been terrible. But I'm talking about the hoops game last night. I mean, that guy, Jason's excited about it, right? It's his first Michigan basketball game. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, now I can do it, so thanks for being available. Thanks for coming to Shadow, because he's got to do the game on the first because I got the Lions. And on the first, they're gonna get smacked. They're gonna get demolished. More on that coming up. But yeah, I figured that half of our listenership would be elated with the result that they saw, Chrysler Center. Not because half are Central Michigan fans, but
If this was Western Michigan, I wouldn't care. Wouldn't care. Eastern, a little different because there's the whole Amani story there. Bowling Green wins. I don't know how you'd feel. It just reminisce
I like
feelings
their head coach. He's a nice guy.
It reminisce feelings I had when CMU beat MSU in football, where it's just a pit in your stomach that's split in half.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of, when Toledo fans look back on their when Toledo beat Michigan in football, it's like, I don't know if I celebrate that. I don't know if I like that very much.
Like, I will on campus, but everywhere else, I hate myself.
When they beat Iowa State, I celebrate that. Pitt, sure. Any other team, absolutely. Score a touchdown in the opening possession against Ohio State, yeah, celebrate it. Beat Michigan, no, I don't think so, Jim. I don't think so. Well, I'm not going to celebrate that. And last night was just more of same. More of same. So I will. The issues are clear for anybody who doesn't know or is wondering what in the world is going on. We'll definitely talk about it. But I did say something last night in the group chat that will probably have most people here this morning. Just hope that buckle your seatbelts, grab the wheel with two hands, folks, because this one it's not a hot take because I said it and I went to Twitter to confirm, and it was immediately right there. So we'll get to all that at 6:17. And really, the theory as to why Michigan basketball is where it is at today goes back prior to Coach Beilein, but also has nothing to do with Coach Beilein and the basketball program. So I'll dive. We're diving into all that this morning. This is. I'm flipping tables at this point because that is what happened last night. I love Coach Barlow.
What happened last night, though?
Michigan lost to Central Michigan in basketball.
Thank you. I just wanted you to say it one time. I'll leave you alone after this.
Oh, no. Chippewas won 63-61. Central Michigan from the MAC.
Again, this isn't football.
From the MAC.
In football, if you lose to a MAC team, a good MAC team, it's like, okay, you know what? A team is due. Like, if Toledo goes out and beats a Power 5 team, you're not sitting there going, wow, that's bad.
No, they have a history. They have a resume of.
MAC basketball, Central Michigan basketball, over the last 15 years, has been grotesque.
Was Sue coaching last night?
Maybe.
Keno Davis still there?
Keno Davis not. There's Tony Barbary that's there. So,
I mean, that is, trust me, I have no problem saying it. I mean, this, I love Coach Barlow. That's my guy. His dad listens to us every morning. He coaches in this conference. He sees what it is. The conference, it's mid-major basketball.
Man, you lose to Ohio. Like, Ohio has shown they can, of recent years, they'll have success in the tournament.
They did beat Virginia in the NCAA tournament.
Right.
That did happen.
Lose to Toledo. Like, again, those are the teams of MAC basketball. You're like, okay, those are solid group of 5 teams.
Buffalo when Nate Oates was there.
Yeah.
Coaching. Now
But
he's at Alabama.
CMU ain't it.
No. A majority of the conference ain't it.
They're 4 and 8.
The conference as a whole ain't it.
4 and 8 heading into that game. And I'm pretty sure half those wins were teams like Toledo was playing last night. Lords.
Hey.
Or Ohio Dominican is what Bowling Green played last night. Didn't know there was a whole Dominican school in Ohio.
You didn't know there was a Dominican school in Ohio?
No.
You probably never heard of Wilberforce either, have you?
No.
I thought Wilberforce was a cartoon character. It's actually a university. They beat Alma. Purdue Northwest. I don't even know what Purdue NW means. CSU Northridge. Never heard of them. And Eastern Illinois. Their losses have come to Marquette, Minnesota, High Point, Cal Baptist, Bobby Moe, Tulsa, Youngstown State, Missouri State. That is, wow, is that a bad loss? You're looking at a team that might not make the NIT. I'm going to be real honest with you, folks. They might not make the NIT. Forget trying to win the Big Ten. That's completely out of the question. Completely out of the question. No. Not unless they get to play Minnesota every night. That's not going to happen. Indiana's out there. Maryland's out there. Ohio State's out there. Izzo kids are out there. Wisconsin's out there. Oh, Purdue, we got to step aside. We're not done yet. What happened last night? I'll tell you what happened last night. Next, X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Kick off the new year with great game day deals at Meijer. Ready, set, score big with small avocados for 49 cents each for guacamole. Or buffalo chicken dip with Meijer Family Pack boneless, skinless chicken breast for $1.99 per pound. And Doritos are 2 for $5 with M-Perks. Then grab some drinks to cheers every time your team runs up the score. Plus, pay the same low Meijer prices no matter how you shop, in-store or online. There are so many ways to enjoy the big games and ring in the new year at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Attention BetMGM customers. Have a friend who loves sports as much as you do? Well, here's a chance for both of you to earn $50 bonuses when you sign up through the BetMGM Refer a Friend program. Hey, this is Matt Shepard. Just sign in your BetMGM account and click on the Refer a Friend program to send your friend a message inviting them to register a new account in the same state you use BetMGM in. Once your friend signs up and makes a deposit, they'll receive a $50 bonus. And once your friend places a bet with their bonus and the wager is settled, you'll receive a $50 bonus as well. Share the excitement and get a $50 bonus every time you refer a friend to BetMGM. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credit. Site credits expire in 30 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
Huge here for the huge show that airs every weekday afternoon at 3 right here on the Michigan Sports Network. How would you like to win a trip of a lifetime from Soaring Eagle and the Alumni Association of the University of Michigan? Well, you could be in L.A. to watch Michigan in the national championship game if they beat TCU. You need to enter now. If you're 21 and up, text the word CHAMPS, CHAMPS, to 21,000 for your chance to win.
You're listening to Michigan's statewide morning show, X's and Bros, right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros on this Friday morning, the 30th day and final show, 30th day of December, final show in the year of 2022 for us. How exciting is that? Sunday is New Year's Day. We'll celebrate the first of the month on a Sunday, and then we'll get back to business in 2023 coming up. Have you had to write 2023 yet? I don't even know if you guys write anything. Like, to be honest,
the last time I wrote something down, I don't know, maybe a week ago or something. It's just I have to write sometimes at work, but not recent. A week maybe.
About a week ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ryan, he's a teacher. He's got to write probably every day at work.
Ryan, you're a teacher?
No.
Okay.
I work at a college.
He works at a college.
I help with classes, teaching radio and communication. So,
I always wondered.
He runs the radio station there at the college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So are you like Albert then? Are you engineering?
Yeah, I have to do it all.
Wow, man of many hats. What school is that? Schoolcraft?
No, Washtenaw Community.
Okay. Nice. I didn't know that. Maybe they could do a broadcast about Michigan basketball and mail it.
Yes.
Mail it to me so I could send it up the food chain. All right, so let's take a trip back in time. John Beilein, when he got to Michigan, let's go back here in the storyline, because I know some people are like, oh, Freddie is always calling, complaining, I don't give opinions. Every day he calls and says, you don't have an opinion. I have an opinion on everything. I share it with you every single day on every single topic. I try to make sure that whatever happened last night that we cover, get you up to speed on. This is what happened. If you missed it, you weren't watching, you didn't care, you flipped on the radio, the Pistons, the Red Wings, the Lions, Michigan State, the MAC. Dude, everything. It's a lot of stuff going on. Here's what happened, right? I try to paint the picture. We have a discourse, a dialogue. We accept your phone calls, your tweets, your texts, even Officer Scott. Shut up, Officer Scott. Why don't you drive around in the patrol car, huh? How about that? How about you turn the sirens on? Go fight some crime. Stop worrying about Michigan basketball, Jawan, Officer Scott. Huh? How about that? How about you arrest Mel Tucker for fraud, Officer Scott? Press some charges in East Lansing. I don't want to take it there right now. I want to go back in time to John Beilein. Coach B came in at such a pivotal moment in Michigan athletics because at the time, Domino's was here, and the athletic department was just, hell. Lloyd Carr on his way out, God bless him, on his way out of coaching, not, his current health status. I didn't want to phrase that the wrong way. Love Lloyd Carr. Kid went to Notre Dame. Grandson, no issue with him committing to Notre Dame. We've talked about that. He's on his way out. Michigan football is in shambles. They are just broken. The Rich Rod years. Oh, my God. What are we going to do? You can't win in the Big Ten with this spread offense. You're not a Michigan, man. Hardy, har, har. Right? Football team is in chaos. Michigan fans need something to cling to. In comes the Holy One himself, Father John Beilein. And as a minister of God, I have anointed John Beilein to be part of the clergy as well. So welcome. And so as Father Beilein comes into Michigan, here is this lovable older man who goes about recruiting 3-star kids and people nobody's ever heard of, and building a consistent winner that plays a consistent style of basketball, that defends. They find some shooters out of nowhere. Who are these people? They come to Michigan, and they stay at Michigan, and they turn into professionals. They had a really good run there. A really good run. Like one of the greatest eras in Michigan basketball history. Like Rudy, Kazi, Fab Five, '89 team, John Beilein. Those are the 5 best eras of Michigan basketball. In the Fab 5 one, you could probably be like, oh, well, they had the scandal. So, okay. But Michigan basketball got out of the depths of hell from the NIT to national championship games and an awful call away from hanging a second national championship banner. They got there, and the fans were able to cling to that because everything about the program was likable. Right? Everything about it. That likability matters, right? And when you're winning, you're a lot more likable. But when you're just a nice older man, you're likable, okay? So as football was floundering, at least basketball was there to save the fan base. And basketball's relevance and importance began to increase and rise. Well, as football has gotten better, basketball has taken a back seat because at the end of the day, we all know football is king. If you have any questions, look at the NFL ratings and then call me back. As basketball is now floundering, it doesn't really matter to the Michigan fan base because of where football is at, right? All attention is on tomorrow. Me, on the other hand, this matters. This is the worst loss that this program has had since John Beilein was hired. You got to go all the way back then to find, prior to his hiring.
When was the New Jersey Institute of Technology?
Oh, yeah.
Was that Beilein or was that right before Beilein?
Oh, my God. How do you remember that?
That's the only, bad Michigan basketball loss I can remember of the last
15 years.
Yeah.
That was 2014.
That was 2014?
NJIT stuns number 17 Michigan.
That seems like it was 15 years ago, not 8, 9.
Mark Donnell, Karis LeVert, Zach Irvin, Derek Walton Jr., Spike Albrecht. Wow. Yeah, 2014. So this would be that's the worst loss that they've had in the last 15 years. So thank you for clarifying that. This would be the second worst loss. This is the worst loss in the Juwan Howard tenure thus far. And the honeymoon stage is over, folks. And as I told the group chat last night, you're going to see now the seats getting hot. People, they're not going to sit around and deal with this. They're not going to allow, hype train, and then have a team that looks uninspired. Will Cheddar's the only guy out there that looks like he gives a rat's behind, unless Hunter Dickinson makes a play and then flops his arm between his legs to make it, a gesture, maybe a pun off of his last name. But in Central Michigan, you go 3 of 9 from the field. You're 7 feet tall. You're a junior. That's completely unacceptable. If you have NBA dreams, sorry. People are going to point to the podcast that he has, and I don't have a problem with him podcasting, streaming. I don't care about that. But, if you're going to be out there talking, you better back it up. And anytime somebody's brought any 7-footer worth a lick to the table, they've gave you the business. Oh, and by the way, Central Michigan doesn't have anybody like that, and they out-rebounded you by 12. How? How does that happen? Central Michigan had 3 scorers in double figures. That's it.
And CMU went 6 for 30 the 3-point line.
It's pretty good. If you can match it with 6 of 22. You don't shoot well. You don't defend. And to be honest with you don't play with any passion. Like I said, Will Cheddar's the only guy out there that locks in, starts screaming on defense, looks like he's going to spaz out on somebody. I love that. This team lacks leadership. This team lacks veterans. And this team lacks talent. Sorry, we recruited the wrong guys. Terrace Reed might have a bright future. Will Cheddar, but Isaiah Barnes, bro, where you at? Joey Baker, I like him, but he's a spot-up shooter. He's Bojan at college. Step aside, come back, continue on this. Don't go anywhere. Stay locked right here, X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, Michigan, let's go big. I'm Herman Moore, Lions All-Pro wide receiver, and I'm talking real big-time winning on the hottest slots and table games on one incredible app, Eagle Casino and Sports.
Sign up now and get up to $1,500. That's right. We'll match your first 2 deposits for up to $1,500, plus 100 free spins.
Eagle Casino and Sports. Made in Michigan, made for Michigan.
Must be 21 or older and in Michigan to play.
Dirty oil can easily wreak havoc on your vehicle's engine, so be sure to change the oil at recommended intervals. And for a motor oil that outperforms conventional and synthetic blends, try Mobil 1, the full synthetic motor oil that keeps your engine running like new. Ask for Mobil 1 at your local Auto Value Auto Parts store. And don't forget to pick up a Wix XP oil filter to complete the job. Because when it comes to oil changes, we've got you covered at Auto Value, where service is the difference. We get it.
Football fans can turn a loss into a win with the king of sportsbooks. Hi, this is Matt Shepard. Just place a single first touchdown score or prop bet on any Monday or Thursday pro football game. If your bet loses, you'll receive up to $25 back in free bets. This offer is available all season long. Wager confidently and take your game to the next level with BetMGM. Just log onto your account or download the BetMGM app and sign up today. Then wager on any player to score the first touchdown in any Monday or Thursday pro football game. And if your bet misses, you'll still get up to $25 back in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. This is a new and existing customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Can't call in? Text us using the keyword sports radio and send it to 21000 or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now back to Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, and Anthony Bellino.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros. Text the keyword sports radio. Send it to 21000 sports radio to 21000 or join us on the Meyer Supercenter guest line 248-951-2176 248-951-2176. In conclusion, with Michigan's loss last night to Central Michigan, no point guard's an issue too. No point guard. And it's not a shot at Doug. He's a freshman. Like, he's doing the best he can. He shouldn't be in this position. But, you know, when you go to the transfer portal for Mike Smith and you go to the transfer portal for Dante Jones and you go to the transfer portal for Jalen Llewellyn, that's 3 straight years of graduate transfer point guards. That doesn't work. It doesn't solve your problem. It's a Band-Aid. You have to have, like, Doug is what you need. You have to keep Doug now for 4 years.
Looks like Anthony's audio connection dropped out. But to me, it's like when Jim Harbaugh got here, and it just seemed like it was transfer quarterback after transfer quarterback after transfer quarterback.
That's a good point.
And it took until he got his own person in there to feel like that was finally settled. And, like, point guard and quarterback, those aren't positions you can just hammer the portal for. So, Anthony's, upset, and rightfully so, over this loss. But for, say, Juwan's, the seat's getting warm, I don't know. But we'll see. Because it seems like last year Michigan was playing this type of way as well.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Welcome back. I was just talking about Juwan Howard, and you were talking about going to the transfer portal for point guards. And it seems like that's what Jim Harbaugh did at the beginning of his tenure with quarterbacks.
You can't do it.
And, those are the 2 positions in all of college sports you just can't hammer the transfer portal for, are quarterbacks and point guards.
Yeah, you cannot do it. Supplementary players. Like, that has to be, whatever your system is, if you are a tenured coach in either sport, in college, whatever system you're running, you have to find the correct player to fit that system. Who is going to run that? And that individual needs to be groomed under the guidance and leadership of somebody who is already there, who has been being groomed by somebody who has already been, like, you have to build an actual class at the position. And nobody wants to do that anymore. It's very rare that you see a guy's like, oh, yeah, no, I'm going to have to sit for a year. I might only play 5 minutes a game. Like, why did Frankie Collins leave? I'm not, Frankie Collins not Damian Lillard, but at the end of the day, it's a guy who's played some big games. He's played in big games and big moments. It matters. Now Doug is going to get that. He's going to get that experience, and it's going to be very important that this team retains Doug for whatever reason that he may or may not leave. But this team isn't nearly good enough, and and it's one thing. Okay, we talked about number 17 Michigan dropping to the New Jersey ITT Tech School. But look at this. Listen to this real quick. The MAC it's not the Big East. It's the Mid-America Conference. They're a one bid league.
It's not the American.
One bid league. That's it. Whoever wins the conference tournament championship gets in. Everybody else goes home. That's just the way it is. It's unfortunate, but it's not the MAC of the late 90s with Bonzi Wells and Wally Zerbiak and Earl Boykins and the talent. Just Chris Kaman wasn't out there last night for Central Michigan. He got out rebounded by 12. You got a 7-footer on your team. You had a couple of them. Terrace Reed is huge. Eastern Michigan, MAC school, 5-point game. and you were losing. Ohio, MAC school, 4-point game. Central Michigan, MAC school, lose by 2. Like, the MAC has Michigan in shambles. What's going on here? Oh, good luck, Maryland. Maryland on Sunday. Good luck. 10-3 Maryland. Okay.
Was that a little Borat in there?
That was some Borat. Good luck.
Sound like Gru.
You're like, Mom, I'm going to do something very big. It's going to be very important. I'm going to be very proud. Nobody's proud. This team stinks. Oh, all right. Yeah, here we go. Let's get it started. Team lacks a head coach, too. I remember the beyond talented, the great Jalen Rose, who does such a great job on his show, come out and say, paraphrasing, we love John Beilein and is a good man, but it's Juwan time to take the program to the next level. I'm just wondering, is there more than national championship final appearances? Have a wonderful weekend all. Happy New Year, guys. I don't know if they lack a head coach. They lack some development right now. They do lack that. Is there more than national championship final appearances? I mean, is there more than a college football playoff appearance? Because if Michigan loses and we say, well, they made it to the playoff, you're going to just say, well, that's all they can do is get there. They can't get over the hump, right? So if you can't get over the hump, you can't win the national championship, then yeah, that's all there is. Win the national championship. That should not be, although it could be the team's expectation or a goal, be a realist. National championship. Yeah, you win the conference. Like this is it's frustrating. Frustrating is what it is. You know, because you got to look at the 4 competitors only. Who's competing? Who's competing? Who? Tell me. For competitors only is the tagline? Slogan?
Coffees for closers only?
Like what? That's ridiculous. I don't like any of it. And I didn't like it a couple of years ago. And they did the whole bringing the, whatever rapper that was that came on stage, and Eli Brooks' senior year, they were talking about hanging other banners and pointing up at 89. Like, dude, stop all that. Have that talk internal. Do more, say less. Really good slogan. One of my favorites of all time. Don't talk about it.
So
I want it. Just be about it.
Last year at this time, though, right now Michigan's record is 7-5, 1-1 in the conference.
Oh, can we play Minnesota again?
Last year, December 30th, Michigan lost at UCF to move to 7-5 and 1-1 in the conference. We're at 1-1 in the conference.
I knew it was UCF because I was on vacation with that guy's girlfriend.
You're in Miami.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that game, all because I met that guy's girlfriend in Cancun, 1-2-3 Cancun. But they had lost to Minnesota. They got blown out by North Carolina. What even was that team last year? You know what I mean? Like, was it? I don't know. I really I shake my head. It starts on the defensive side, and Sunday they better come out with an attitude. I mean, you can't let the other team score. Don't even let them breathe. It doesn't matter if you lose. Play some defense. Take some pride in it. Everybody it's just so I don't know. I don't know if it's too isolationist. It's too you get a turn, I get a turn, here's the ball. Move the ball down the court as quickly as possible. Get as many possessions as you can. We don't run in transition very well. You can't seem to get any breaks like they used to. I always just go back to Isaiah Livers and just be streaking down the floor, and somebody would find him. He'd dunk it. Franz to dunk it. I think Jet Howard is a one-and-done sort of talent, but I'm not, he's not Franz.
Basketball players, sometimes it's hard to judge. Not hard to judge. You think they should stay one more year because there's a lot of improvement, but you can see that talent. But it seems like basketball players don't see it that way.
Come on, Anthony. If he was a one and done, like a
he'll be a projected top 15 pick.
Yeah, he's a lottery pick.
You don't think they would be you don't think a team with a top 15 pick would be better than they are?
That's the point. They're supposed to be. Not only do they have him, they have a 7-foot human on their team. He's 7 feet tall. Those people don't grow on trees unless you live in Purdue. The guy's got to be better than 3 of 9. Jet goes 4 of 14 from the field. Just slam this coffee mug into my head. Starts on defense. Takes some pride. That's it. But I don't know about the text about team lacking a head coach. I think you got to actually watch the games to be able to talk.
Do they lack a head coach, or they have too many head coaches on their bench?
Well, yeah. I mean, when they struggle, Juwan is a bum, but when they play well, it's Phil Martelli. That whole
May Uncle Phil needs to step in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe what's he doing over there? What's going on? I thought he was coaching.
He's just drinking his apple juice.
Unbelievable. Like, which one is it? It goes back to the whole Dan Campbell thing. It's the same. Like that's not something I do, and some people misconstrue that as to not having an opinion. But no, that's not at all what it's like at all. We got Flipper over there texted in. Flipper's on the line, and not fair. I don't have to like Harbaugh to respect what he has done there. I'm picking them to win it all, and if they don't, through have done great since he gave up his podcast focusing between the lines. On Beeline, he left, and past players and most fans threw him in the garbage. What past players threw him in the garbage? Which ones? I need a name. I need a name and a quote. Name and a quote. The Jalen Rose talking about thanks, Coach Beeline, it's Juwan time. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not throwing anybody in the garbage. That's just you looking for a negative. That's all it is. Not one single player threw him in the garbage. What Michigan fan threw John Beeline in the garbage when he took the Cavs job? Who? Nobody. It'd be like Caesar coming down Main Street on his way to the Coliseum. Just throwing the rose petals. Go ahead. We got to let you go. We understand. We get it. You climbed the mountain. You went from JV head coach all the way to the NBA. It's a crazy story. Go do your thing. Oh, he's mad. Everybody's fine. I don't care if you like Harbaugh or not. Back in the playoff. Beat Ohio State again. Ran out of jokes. Tough life. Man, getting hard out there. Flipper. The Dolphins sound effect. Speaking of the Dolphins, what's going on with Tua? Where is he at? Oh, by the way.
Retire, Tua.
What?
Before the the Dolphins are completely negligent. It's ridiculous to even think he should play this Sunday. To even consider it. After you didn't discover his concussion for 48 hours after it happened.
Does he want to play?
I don't care. It doesn't matter. He should not be allowed to play. The NFLPA is investigating the Dolphins. What?
I get it. I get it. Like, yeah, Tua's got to take care of himself. But if he's like, no, I'm fine. I'm going back out there. Like, all right. You put that on the Dolphins? You put that on the league? It's an individual choice. Like, it's what he's choosing to do. They're like, hey, we got to sit you. You're our franchise. We think, but we're not really sure. We don't really know what you are. We can't really figure it out yet. We still have a lot of questions because every time we have a bad game, it's like, oh, we're back to the old Tua questions. Lost 4 straight and started to not beat the teams like the Steelers who weren't any good, and Baltimore who was struggling, and New England, Chicago, Cleveland, Houston. Stacked up a lot of wins. We beat Detroit. A lot of wins, a lot of good stats there. Ran into some contenders. Started losing. Bunch of losers down there. Shout out to Malik Willis, too. What was he doing last night? You mean to tell me the guy
the best
they've had
job
on their
in the
team,
world?
The guy that they've had on their team, the guy that they're grooming to take the reins, got replaced by Josh Dobbs?
I mean, we all thought it was a great decision by Robert Saleh to sit Zach Wilson.
Yeah, because Zach Wilson's popping off in the mouth. What has Malik Willis done?
Not shown anything.
Yeah, apparently not done anything in practice. What worth a lick for them to go get Josh Dobbs, the second coming of Charlie Villanueva, and put him out there against the Dallas Cowboys when you have to win the game? Like, what does that say about Malik Willis? I mean, wow. Jeez Louise. Dallas Cowboys won last night, 27-13. Sorry, Bill. I think Dallas, was it 12.5 last night?
12.
12?
Yeah.
We all took the Cowboys?
Yes.
Yeah, see, we're off to a hot start. Collectively, we're off to a hot start. This is why you guys just let me borrow some money and we'll make the picks together, and then we can all get rich quick. Nobody's on board with that. That's okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. I wouldn't do that either. We could do a collective bet, though. One time, 12-leg parlay, $1,500, $500 a man. We throw it on. Payout would be insane.
On what?
Whatever. The NBA.
Anytime touchdown. Anytime touchdown scorer.
Dude, Adam Sandler, Uncut Gem style. Who wins the tip-off? First bucket. How about Buddy Hield last night? NBA history. The tip went into his hands. He turned around and fired a 3. Fastest three-pointer in NBA history. Speaking of the NBA, new customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code HUGE. Promo code HUGE. Place a $5 pregame moneyline wager on any NBA team to win. Get $150 of free bets if they do. Promo code HUGE only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 800-270-7117. 21 plus, Michigan only. Eligibility and deposit restrictions do apply. Bonus issued as free bets. Eligibility and terms. DraftKings.com/basketball terms. What do we want? A Michigan national title or Detroit Lions playoff win this year? I'll take Michigan national title for $200, Bob. Did you guys answer that? What do you think? We'll find out next. Hour 2. X and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Kick off the new year with great game day deals at Meijer. Ready, set, score big with small avocados for 49 cents each for guacamole. Or buffalo chicken dip with Meijer Family Pack boneless, skinless chicken breasts for $1.99 per pound. And Doritos are 2 for $5 with M-Perks. Then grab some drinks to cheers every time your team runs up the score. Plus, pay the same low Meijer prices no matter how you shop, in-store or online. There are so many ways to enjoy the big games and ring in the new year at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Football fans can turn a loss into a win with the king of sportsbooks. Hi, this is Matt Shepard. Just place a single first touchdown score or prop bet on any Monday or Thursday pro football game. If your bet loses, you'll receive up to $25 back in free bets. This offer is available all season long. Wager confidently and take your game to the next level with BetMGM. Just log onto your account or download the BetMGM app and sign up today. Then wager on any player to score the first touchdown in any Monday or Thursday pro football game. And if your bet misses, you'll still get up to $25 back in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. This is a new and existing customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
If you or your family is touched by autism, learn more about Freddy's Foundation at #PopTheTap at FreddyThePizzaman.com. That's FREDI, thepizzaman.com, or email FreddyThePizzaman@gmail.com.
We might have just come out with our most refreshing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer yet. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so it's always going to have a real refreshing fruit taste. Can refreshing get any more refreshing? Yep, it can, and it just did. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, made with coconut water and real fruit juice for a superior taste. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Dirty oil can easily wreak havoc on your vehicle's engine, so be sure to change the oil at recommended intervals. And for a motor oil that outperforms conventional and synthetic blends, try Mobil 1, the full synthetic motor oil that keeps your engine running like new. Ask for Mobil 1 at your local Auto Value Auto Parts store. And don't forget to pick up a Wix XP oil filter to complete the job. Because when it comes to oil changes, we've got you covered at Auto Value, where service is the difference. We get it.
Good morning, everyone.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new day.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good Friday morning to you. It is the 30th day of December. Final show for us in the year of 2022. My goodness, time flies when you're having fun. You just blink. Next thing you know, 10 years have gone by. It just happens like that. The old people tell you it happens like that. You don't believe them. Then you get older and you're like, wow, they were right. Tough to meet an older person that's lied. You know, you really gotta find like you listen to one of the guys I really enjoy listening to, and you might not ever listen to his show. You might only see him on ESPN. You might even not know who this is, depending on how old you are. Chris the Mad Dog Russo. I love Chris Russo. I think he's hilarious. I think his shtick on ESPN is, him and Stephen A. It's outplayed because he's always going with the guy from like 1970. Which is fine, I guess. Different eras, like, you got to get up to speed. You're not putting Pistol Pete Maravich out. He's not defending Allen Iverson. I'm sorry. I used to have this debate with my good friend Tom Westover, rest in peace, an old butcher of ours at Danny's Fine Foods, because he always, the latest is the greatest. I'm like, Pistol Pete is not guarding Allen Iverson. He's putting his ankles into braces immediately. Like, there's nothing he could have done. He's getting to the bucket however he wants. But I enjoy Chris the Mad Dog Russo in his actual radio program. I think that ESPN thing is just a shtick. He puts on a hat and, plays alongside Stephen A. And Stephen A. has his hat on, and they have their hats on, and they're just hatting at each other, because it's debate television. That's what it is. So that's what the TV has become. But I enjoy his program because he's much older than I am, and I feel like I learned something. Like, he's always, I don't know. He references a story or something from the past that I feel like is important, or he wouldn't have brought it up. And I really, it's tough to find some old people that just lied to you. Usually when it's an older person tells you something, they're probably speaking the truth. Yeah, I woke up negative and miserable today. Oh, man, let's blast other players, but not our own. We are slamming Tua, 5 concussions. Let's slam Stephen Ross, who fired, and really good coach. And, well, the rest on Ross. Wait a minute. Are you calling out the wonder kid in Miami now? Are we sending shots across the bow at the Miami Dolphins head coach? Is that what we're doing right now? Money Mike Miggity McDaniel?
I don't think it's so much that as what happened with the previous head coach.
I mean, jeez. You wanted are you mad? You think Brian Flores did a good job? You think that's the guy? Would you rather have him than Mike McDaniel? You think the team was better with Flores than McDaniel? Okay. Let's blast other players, but not our own. Who do you want me to blast? I blasted Michigan basketball for an hour. Who do you want me to blast? What's wrong? Yesterday we talked about the Lions and their utterly god-awful performance against the Carolina Panthers. That's on, linebackers. We got to back the line here. What are we doing? That was yesterday's Lions take. Offense, they were fine. They put up the points. The defense was just atrocious. Yeah, no run defense whatsoever. Secondary was not good. Linebackers terrible. Defensive line didn't play worth a lick. Anything else? Or are we good there? We're good? All right. Let's put the Tua talk to bed. The Malik Willis talk can go to bed. Zach Wilson talk can go to sleep now. We can be done on that. Can you imagine if we would have passed? Oh, God. Would have been terrible. All right. Anyways, what's going on in the world of sports? We'll try to get you all caught up with all the happenings. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
No, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories in the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
Geno Smith, Seattle Seahawks taking on the New York Jets. Remember that is that's the team that drafted Geno Smith. Right? He was asked about it. He's like, it's not anything for me. I really feel like the importance is we need to win so we can get into the playoffs. Obviously, there'll be some speculation, some talk about that. It comes to the territory. It's to be expected. I got a lot of love for the Jets, the organization. A lot of people there were there when I got drafted. So for me and this team, it's business as usual. Another week to prepare for a tough challenge for us to go out there and get this win that we need. No, we need the Jets. The Broncos' Jerry Jeudy actually defending Russell Wilson says the quarterback has been a very good teammate. We heard the shots fired across the bow from Shannon Sharp. That's 2 naval references in this hour alone. Saying that Russell Wilson is more concerned about being a celebrity than a good quarterback. Jeudy tweeted, I've never had a teammate motivate me more than Russell Wilson. While Hamler tweeted that Wilson goes above and beyond to do whatever it takes for this team to win. Media is trying to make it out to be something that it is not. You all do not know what's going on in the locker room. I'm just tired of reading things about my guy, making it seem like, oh, he's not a good teammate. Unnecessary stuff like that is not true. The Eagles' Jalen Hurts practicing for the first time since his injury. Oh, Gardner Minshew, God bless it. Why'd you have to do that? Why did you have to do that? You were so close. 13-2 Eagles hosting the 6-9 Saints on Sunday. Philly can clinch the number 1 seed in the NFC with a victory. Very important game. The NBA has suspended 11 players involved in the Magic Piston altercation. Detroit guard Killian Hayes, Orlando's Mo Wagner were both given multi-game suspensions for their roles. Hayes, who swung the back of his hand and hit Wagner in the back of the head, was given a 3-game suspension without pay. Wagner was banned 2 games, and the Pistons' Hamidou Diallo was suspended by 1 game by NBA Executive Vice President Joe Dumars. All right, everybody else, Cole Anthony, R.J. Hampton, Gary Harris, Von Harris, Admiral Schofield, Franz Wagner, Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter Jr., and the rest of the entire Magic team were all suspended 1 game because they left the bench. That's it. I saw, some local news talking about, what a brawl at the Palace. 1 punch is not a brawl. That was a baseball scuffle. That was a hold me back. Everybody jump around. 1 backhanded. My mother's hit me harder than that. Oh, my God. Malice in the Palace part 2. Relax. You tell people have never seen a fight. It was never going to be, like yesterday I said 2 games. That's it. That's what you're going to get. People are like, oh, is he going to play again? Is he going to play again? What planet are you from? Is he going to play again? Yeah, grab some extra Charmin on your way out. Is he going to play again? For that, wait till you see someone actually get punched.
You're really going to be Waffle appalled. House fight.
Yeah, lady caught a chair. My goodness. Finally saw that video. That's what happens at Waffle House. You know? I mean, that's on the application. They ask if you can fight.
If it's 9 p.m., you're like, I want waffles, go to the grocery store and get Eggos. Don't go to a Waffle House.
Yeah, Waffle House is good, though.
It's good, but after 9 p.m.,
suspect.
It's amateur boxing.
Yeah.
Amateur MMA fighting.
This is true.
From 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Very dangerous.
But also, as we pointed out, I think it was Tuesday, they're always open. No matter what storm, no matter what's going on, they're always open. Like
their business model.
They have separate menus. They have a hurricane menu. They have no water menus. Like they have different menus for whatever disaster's going on in your area.
Just opened up one by my house, actually. I said, well, there goes the neighborhood. Pacers' Buddy Hield connected just 3 seconds into the game against the Cavs. Opening tip went to him. He was standing on the offensive side of the half-court line. Just caught, turned, chucked it, and it went in. Crazy. Quickest three-pointer ever made in NBA history. Good for him. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Attention BetMGM customers. Have a friend who loves sports as much as you do? Well, here's a chance for both of you to earn $50 bonuses when you sign up through the BetMGM Refer a Friend program. Hey, this is Matt Shepard. Just sign in your BetMGM account and click on the Refer a Friend program to send your friend a message inviting them to register a new account in the same state you use BetMGM in. Once your friend signs up and makes a deposit, they'll receive a $50 bonus. And once your friend places a bet with their bonus and the wager is settled, you'll receive a $50 bonus as well. Share the excitement and get a $50 bonus every time you refer a friend to BetMGM. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credit. Site credits expire in 30 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
Kick off the new year with great game day deals at Meijer. Ready, set, score big with small avocados for 49 cents each for guacamole. Or buffalo chicken dip with Meijer Family Pack boneless, skinless chicken breast for $1.99 per pound. And Doritos are 2 for $5 with M-Perks. Then grab some drinks to cheers every time your team runs up the score. Plus, pay the same low Meijer prices no matter how you shop, in-store or online. There are so many ways to enjoy the big games and ring in the new year at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
We played for the thrill, that rush you feel with the game on the line. I'm Herman Moore, Lions All-Pro wide receiver. Now, with Eagle Casino and Sports, the new sportsbook app from Soaring Eagle, anywhere I'm at, I'm still in the game.
Sign up now and get up to $1,000. That's right, up to $1,000 for a risk-free bet on your next favorite underdog, parlay, or prop.
Eagle Casino and Sports. Made in Michigan, made for Michigan.
Must be 21 or older and in Michigan to play.
Traverse City to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City. You're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you right along with us. Chris Vannini will join us coming up, senior writer covering college football for The Athletic. Love The Athletic. Love our writers that join us there, our friends. Appreciate all of them. So we'll talk to him on the college football playoff coming up next at 7:35. Let's hit the Meyer Supercenter guest line, 248-951-2176. Good morning, Mr. Freddie. How are you, partner? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm dandy. How are you?
You okay? You under the weather?
No, I just, I'm overworked and my voice in the morning, it was always, thank God I'm not on radio or TV. In the mornings, I couldn't hack it.
Hey, Freddie, you got a face for radio. That's what my mom tells me.
No, actually, I got a face for TV, but I'll let you believe that all you want. But I have a face for TV. First of all, let's get to the important stuff, okay?
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Especially Ryan and Danny, who did a fabulous job at the beginning of the week for you. Kind of half, this week, not coming in. I mean, I know. Use those sick days before the end of the year, before you lose them. I get it. I
sick
never
days,
see
guys.
Ryan
Listen to
use
this.
Sick days.
Listen to this, Dan. Sick
Ryan
days,
and
they say.
Danny. Ryan and Danny, as long as I've known them, never use sick days. These guys they just pump it out every day. They show up and grind, and I hope the company's taking care of them, I'll tell you. But Happy New Year, AB, and any plans this weekend? What's on your plate? What's on the agenda this week?
Lions Sunday.
Oh, well, I was talking about dates, female acquaintance, dinner.
I still don't feel 100%. I gotta get these golf balls out of my throat here for Sunday. So yeah, I'm gonna go probably go get a Z-Pack today. See if because I can't. I've been gargling salt, warm salt water. That didn't work. It's just this inflammation's not going down. It hurts every time I swallow. So yeah, I gotta try to shake that in the next 48 hours. But yeah, I'm not doing anything on New Year's Eve. Not going out. There's nothing worse than going out the night before a Lions game. Did that a few weeks ago. I absolutely hate it. I can't stand it. I end up staying downtown Detroit, at some place. It's a mess. I don't want any part of it. It's too taxing.
Well, I'll be there Sunday. I'll text you. Maybe I can give you a handshake over the wall, a fist pump over the wall.
Yeah, we were supposed to see each other at the Quick Lane Bowl. I couldn't even be at that.
I got to tell you, though, they did a good job over there. That was kind of fun. My son couldn't last the whole game, but it was kind of fun. I'll be honest with you. It's so funny, when you're there at a game versus watching it on TV. I had no idea the star quarterback for Bowling Green got hurt and out of the game. No idea. But when you're watching it on TV, you see 17 replays. That was just crazy. So
yeah, I mean, there's the advantage, especially. It all depends on where you sit too. So if you're up, like if you're in the general seating, like lower bowl, upper bowl, 300 level, like you're pretty reliant on the video boards because depending on where you're at and your angle, right? I'm on the field, man. You can, like, if you're on the side where the ball's at, that's great. If you're not, like, coaching on the field, so difficult because it's like, luckily for them, they get to stand at the 50 or they basically get to roam as far as they want for the most part, and stay inside the box there. But I mean, it's tough to see what the hell is going on out there. It's hard.
Yeah, I was sitting in the New Mexico section. I had basically 50-yard line seats down in the field. I got to tell you, New Mexico fans are a whole different breed. I tell you, they were hilarious. They were hilarious. But Bowling Green, real quick, they have a couple monster wide receivers, number 0 and number 88, and you really can't appreciate it unless you're there. Those guys were monsters. I don't know if they're any good.
Did you watch the game against Toledo?
I did not.
Oh, geez. I mean, a nightmare.
They blew them out?
They came. they were up big, and Toledo came back and took the lead, and they scored on the last-second shenanigans. Like, it was just a heartbreak. I mean, but their wide receivers make plays, and they got a defensive lineman there that could be a professional. Like, he's the real deal.
Yeah, and enough on MAC football. Everyone will tune out if we keep talking about it. But anyways, I called. I'm kind of glad you brought the name Geno Smith today. Now, I was curious why you were slamming Tua today and slamming Malik Willis, Zach Wilson. I believe the Jets have more wins this year with Zach Wilson, but Geno Smith is a magical name. Guy that got drafted by New York, stunk in New York, and then went elsewhere. I can name lots of different names. Rich Gannon stunk in Minnesota, and then he goes and becomes the MVP in the Raiders and takes the team to the Super Bowl. I mean, it happens. So to give up on these young kids right away, and we're slamming them. I don't get it. AB, what are we doing here? Look at Geno Smith.
Well, yeah, I mean, Geno Smith is having a very nice career resurgence, which is great. Would you say the same about Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield? Like, you might get a second chance, but very rarely do you get a third. Baker actually did get a third. Crazy. Won a game, but basically just a placeholder there. Carson Wentz, was blown out knee at the goal line away from an MVP season. Nick Foles comes in, leads him to a Super Bowl. Had Wentz stayed healthy and they win the Super Bowl, was Wentz still in Philadelphia? Do they even have Jalen Hurts? Right? One injury changes everything.
Well, I could tell you on the Jets, I was one of those guys. I don't know why they ever gave up on Sam Darnold. I mean, he was a young guy. They just drafted him, but I understood it was a new head coach. They wanted to bring in a guy in a rookie deal. They probably didn't want to sign the guy when they really weren't ready to win. I kind of saw that on the Sam Darnold thing. But let's remember how they got Zach Wilson, though. I mean, it's ironic the Jets are going to Seattle this week. I remember this very well because I bet this game. The Jets went to Seattle a few years ago, and they didn't need to win, and they blew out Seattle, and then they ended up with the number 2 pick versus the number 1 pick, and who they could have gotten, who that's playing in Jacksonville, who's got a very bright future. My thing is, it's not about being right or wrong. These guys are young guys playing on teams that are not ready. Even Malik Willis, we all know Malik Willis wasn't drafted to play this year, or maybe even not next year. But Tennessee, yesterday, poor Tennessee, I'm arguing with TJ Lang on Twitter yesterday. He's spamming Mike Vrabel, and they're missing half of their Pro Bowl, half of their all-pro guys, and he's still competing out there. I mean, even Herbstreit said yesterday, you can't stick Malik Willis in a situation like that because whether he pans out or not, he's your future. Josh Dobbs is nobody's future, so you might as well just stick him in there and call it a day. And if you win, you win. You lose, you lose. So I
don't know. Not when you're trying to make the playoffs. Now, and you got the guy that's supposed to be your future. Like, come on. Like, what?
Yeah,
like, Trevor Lawrence isn't supposed to win any football games. Trevor Lawrence is the number 1 overall pick. Like, it's like whoever the Lions draft. It's like when the Lions draft a quarterback, like you're going to expect them to win. Like Tennessee was built to win.
But we're not talking about Tennessee. Tennessee's not going to win this year without 5 of their all-pro guys out. They're not going to win. They're done this year. They know they're done, but they're not going to admit it. But why stick a guy in there when the team is not ready? Versus Herbstreit said it perfect yesterday. He said it perfect yesterday. So I mean, and then this Tua thing. Well, why? I mean, they got 2 receivers over 1,000 yards. Okay, the guys had 4 or 5 concussions, and he blew the game the other day. Of course he did. Hell yeah. I mean, I was with Daniel, the twins on Christmas Day. The twins had Tua. You should have seen them screaming in the basement of eating Christmas dinner. It's just in their championship.
I'm facing Vince this week. Championship.
Yeah, so they were screaming about the game. But anyways, I mean, the guy's got all these concussions. You don't know what's really going on with Tua, man. I think the ownership's screwing him up. They really are, man. This is a guy's future, and the way he is so spiritual and all about God, I could see this guy walking away and say, I got a bigger plan. I mean, you can't screw around with your head. You can't screw around with your head, man. See you later. I got to go.
Tennessee's not going to win. I mean, they're 7-9. Jacksonville now takes the lead in the division at 7-8. They're fighting for the playoffs. Step aside. More X's and Bros. Chris Vannini joins us next.
Kick off the new year with great game day deals at Meijer. Ready, set, score big with small avocados for 49 cents each for guacamole. Or buffalo chicken dip with Meijer Family Pack boneless, skinless chicken breast for $1.99 per pound. And Doritos are 2 for $5 with M-Perks. Then grab some drinks to cheers every time your team runs up the score. Plus, pay the same low Meijer prices no matter how you shop, in-store or online. There are so many ways to enjoy the big games and ring in the new year at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Your Auto Value Auto Parts store is part of a network of more than 300 family-owned stores and are locally run by some of your own friends and neighbors. Every day, we work hard to provide you with all the automotive aftermarket parts and accessories you'll ever need. Name brands too, like Champion, Seafoam, Wix, Lucas, Mobile, and more. The auto parts you need at the value you've come to expect. So thanks again for shopping locally at Auto Value, where service is the difference. We get it.
Huge here for the huge show that airs every weekday afternoon at 3 right here on the Michigan Sports Network. How'd you like to win a trip of a lifetime from Soaring Eagle and the Alumni Association of the University of Michigan? Well, you could be in L.A. to watch Michigan in the national championship game if they beat TCU. You need to enter now. If you're 21 and up, text the word CHAMPS, CHAMPS, to 21,000 for your chance to win.
We might have just come out with our most refreshing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer yet. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so it's always going to have a real refreshing fruit taste. Can refreshing get any more refreshing? Yep, it can, and it just did. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, made with coconut water and real fruit juice for a superior taste. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Danny Cahala, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Join us now, senior writer of The Athletic, covering the great game of college football. Our good friend Chris Vannini. Welcome back to the program, Chris. Studio audience, they love you. How are you? How's life? How are things now that we're finally to that weekend, right? That Final Four is finally here.
Yeah, it kind of snuck up on me until early this week. I've been watching so many bowl games over the last few weeks. You kind of just forgot that the semifinals were going to show up at some point. And yeah, now it's finally here.
Speaking of the other bowl games, have they felt the same now that, it's kind of routine. It's not like the college football playoff is anything new. It's been around for 7 years now or so. And we're looking at expansion, so it's going to grow even further, and that's going to change things. We don't know how the schedules will exactly work out or how things are going to look in the future. But has the regular bowl games, have they changed at all for you personally?
I think you just kind of have learned to enjoy them for what they are, which is just an exhibition game and just just extra football. Like you don't need to make any wide-ranging, sweeping assumptions about a team all because of how the bowl game performed. It's just a lot of these bowl games are just in their own kind of universe and whatever. You just kind of some teams you may not have ever watched before. But look, it's football, so I'll watch it for 3 hours and have some fun learning who the New Mexico State quarterback is and just stuff like that. So I think we've learned to just appreciate bowl games and not maybe put too much on them.
And it seems like the chatter has, outside of one kind of, crazy headline about Jackson Smith and Jigba, who, hasn't, the guy's been injured for most of the year anyways. And, it's like, oh, he's skipping out on the bowl game and the college football playoff to enter the name into the NFL draft. It's like, really, it's not really that. The guy hasn't been healthy. Why would you play in this if you haven't played all season? But it seems like that chatter's kind of, been dialed back a little bit or dialed down as far as guys skipping out on the bowl game exhibition to start preparing for the draft, or maybe it's happening. We're just not talking about it as much.
No, I don't think it's really much of a talking point anymore. It's just kind of assumed at this point that a lot of the top guys who are going to the NFL don't play, and it quickly became normalized, and I think that's, again, totally understandable, given, injuries you periodically see in this sport. And there might be some old school people who are still mad about it. But again, I think a lot of us have adapted to just understand the bowl game is it's just a game. It could be under unique circumstances. And I think after seeing so many more and more bowl games where the head coach isn't there, it's maybe even more understandable when a player on some team doesn't play, because everything has happened so quickly now.
Yeah, there was nothing stranger than what took place, speaking of head coaches not being there, than what Louisville was going through and having, in just the coaching, kind of, carousel, the shuffle. One coach is going to, completely Cincinnati and Louisville. One coach is going to abstain because he doesn't want, he doesn't want to, be a part of the game plan. I'm just going to go recruit. Not going to worry about the whole thing. It's a mess that is college athletics in its present day. So now, as we look to the Final Four, I want to start with the nightcap with Ohio State and Georgia. I feel like there's a lot of Ohio State fans that are, saying pretty vocal on the Twitterverse that, nobody wants to see Ohio State. Their last time out, they didn't look really great. They kept it close. I think the score got a little bit out of hand there and doesn't necessarily tell the full tale of how Michigan beat Ohio State, and thank God they beat them again. Happy about that as a Michigan man myself. But I don't know where all of this chest puffing is coming from the Columbus area with the fans that believe that nobody wants to see Ohio State. I mean, they're going to go take on the number one team in the country.
Yeah, it's weird because, Ohio State, we know they still are one of the most talented teams in the country. And if you gave Kirby Smart truth serum and asked him if he'd rather play Ohio State or TCU, he'd probably say TCU. So it's just kind of the nature of the beast. Ohio State has been one of the top programs in the country for a long time at this point. This game is going to tell us a lot about, I think, the state of Ohio State football. They've been to the playoffs a bunch of times, but they've lost in blowout fashion quite a bit. I know they won the championship the first year, but they got blown out in the championship game by Alabama a few years ago. They've had some losses to Clemson. And, if you lose a second straight game to Michigan, followed by a blowout loss to Georgia, then where is Ohio State football? It's not the best team in the Big Ten. It's not one of the top 4 teams in the country, and it should be because of everything that's in place. So there is a lot of pressure on Ohio State here. Not that they have to win, but they have to put up a respectable performance.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. And the posturing to me, it's like, okay, well, we've got we know that their passing attack can be lethal at times, but it's not like Georgia's sitting around only scoring 20 points a game. I mean, this is a team that's putting up nearly 40. You look at total yards per game, it's 492 for Ohio State, 491 for Georgia. And Georgia probably plays a tougher schedule throughout the course of the length of the regular season, with a balanced offensive attack that features 200 plus yards on the ground and 284 through the air. I mean, Georgia is the real deal. They're number 1 for the country. They have a championship. I know that they replaced a lot of guys on defense, and I think that we saw that a little bit early. But did they kind of sleepwalk through the season a little bit?
I don't know about sleepwalk. I don't think they're as good as last year's team because they lost a record number of NFL draft picks off that team. But they're built a little bit differently. You've got 2 elite tight ends now in this offense. You've got running backs you can throw to out of the backfield. They had some odd performances. The Missouri game was one. But this is an offense that has been very good and also has a lot of margin for error because that defense is still, once again, one of the best in the country. So Georgia comes in. It's a team that can hit explosive plays, but it's a team that can just hit you in a lot of different ways. Again, running backs out of the backfield, you got tight ends you can attack the linebackers with. You've got receivers who can go deep. So it's a team that is really can excel in the ways that Michigan, hit some big plays against Ohio State, frankly. So I think that's going to be key. Ohio State cannot allow the big plays because those are the plays that cost them against Michigan.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I look at this game, and I'm not asking you, and I'll preface our listeners this. Take this with a grain of salt. The spread right now, Georgia is a 6.5 point favorite. To me, it feels respectable. It feels a little light. I don't know. I don't know why I feel like that Clemson 34-0 game that they put on Ohio State a few years ago. Like maybe, I don't know, but I don't think that Ohio State gets shut out here. But I don't think that this is actually a close football game. I think this is Georgia by a pretty wide margin. Am I crazy? You can tell me if I am. You're not going to hurt my feelings. More people tell me that all the time.
Well, I think this game could go a lot of different ways, and I feel like it's going to be close early. Ohio State maybe takes the lead or keeps it close, but then there will be something either in the second quarter or early in the second half that goes Georgia's way, and we'll have to see if Ohio State can rebound from that. We've seen that a few times in previous big games where games have been close for them and then a couple of things go wrong and they crumble, So if that happens against Georgia, is Ohio State going to crumble or are they going to be able to get off the mat to handle the adversity that they face? Because they don't face very much because they're a very talented team and they're not in those positions. But we've seen them in big games kind of fall apart as the game goes on. So I'm curious to see if that moment comes again.
Yeah, if they can punch back and survive that wave, that avalanche of momentum. It's football's a momentum game, and if they can survive it, if they can counterpunch, or if it's going to end up like kind of the snowball effect that we saw with the kids from Ann Arbor this year in Columbus. Speaking of those Michigan Wolverines, they'll get number 3. TCU. Did you have any issue with the seeding there of TCU at 3? I thought it was a no-brainer. They made it to their conference championship game. They lost it. I kind of felt like they were in the whole time. I didn't think you could, hold that loss against them. So I was fine with them at 3. Obviously, if you're not a TCU fan or if you're not looking at things as objectively as possible and you're a fan of Alabama, you're a fan of Ohio State, you might throw your arms up in the air and say, hey, wait a minute now. What did you think of TCU's placement at 3?
I think it made sense because the only other team, they would have been contention with was Ohio State, which lost in blowout fashion in previous games. So you kind of had to leave TCU at 3. And even though I know, like I said, if you give Kirby Smart truth serum, he'd rather play TCU. You kind of got to take everything into account when seeding these teams, and ultimately TCU being at 3 was the one that made the most sense.
Were you surprised at all, Chris, at with Blake Corum's injury and Donovan Edwards playing with an oven mitt strapped to his dominant hand, at how good he had been under the circumstances there? Those final two games, the big one obviously against Ohio State, where it just felt like big run after big run, and then in the Big Ten, the championship game there, just the fact that he was able to step in, playing with an injured hand. He's a ball carrier, and he's still out there having the time of his life.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan's running game really has carried itself, and that's what had worried Ohio State so much going into the game, even with Blake Corum not necessarily playing. That's what opened up a couple of big passing plays because this team can run the ball. The offensive line has won the Joe Moore Award. It's the best offensive line 2 years in a row, so that helps anybody. And then Edwards' ability to hit the big play has clearly been, his strength. When you get to that second level, he can blow by guys, especially Ohio State and Purdue, which were pretty slow at linebacker and on the outside bit. And that's what I'm curious with TCU. They got some pretty good defensive backs. Is Michigan going to go up the gut? Are they going to go outside? How is TCU going to handle that? Because TCU pushed around at times. Kansas State was able to move the ball on the ground against them a couple of times. So I think the opportunities are going to be there. And for TCU to have a chance, it starts with slowing down the Michigan run game.
And as we look at TCU and how Michigan is going to attack them with J.J. McCarthy, as you cover college football, from the 30,000 feet view, right? You're covering the entire world of college football. So when you look at Michigan, does it frustrate you at all? Maybe that's the right word, at how J.J. McCarthy was used at times when we saw, obviously, his receivers made some big-time plays in that Ohio State game. But just the ability that we saw early in the year, the first couple games where he would air it out 40 yards on a dime, and it's like, we're going to see this all season. And then all of a sudden we hit Big Ten play, and it's like, no, we might pass 15 times in a game. That's going to be it. Turn around and hand it off. Did that frustrate you to watch as somebody covering the landscape of college football?
No, I mean, I had the similar thoughts. I mean, up until the Ohio State game, I was unimpressed with J.J. McCarthy, and it said as much for a guy who came in with all that hype and all that arm strength. The guy who won the quarterback job, I thought Cade McNamara was better last year. He throwing the ball, he played very well, especially, and got better as the season went along and made some big throws that they needed to make. This year's Michigan team just kind of never really needed many of those throws, and ultimately when the Ohio State game came around, Ohio State had so geared towards stopping the run that there were some single coverage down deep. There were a couple of blown coverages, and McCarthy made the throws he needed to make. He hasn't been particularly, super impressive, but he's done exactly what he's needed to do. He's run when he's needed to run, and he's created just enough big plays when you need him. And that's what I'm curious about. If TCU is able to slow down the run, can J.J. McCarthy make the big plays like we saw him do against Ohio State again?
And can those wide receivers win some of those one-on-one matchups against the Horned Frogs secondary there? So with Michigan being a 7.5-point favorite, does that feel about right to you? How do you feel that game number 1 will go tomorrow afternoon?
Well, as I think there's a few ways Ohio State could beat Georgia. I feel like there's only one way TCU can beat Michigan, and that is they're able to slow down the run game and they hit big pass plays. TCU's offense near the top of the country in deep balls and deep completions. There was a stretch against Kansas State that their entire offense is basically just throw it up to Quentin Johnston, who's one of the best receivers in the country, one of the best guys at going up and getting the ball. So I expect if TCU gets single coverage on the outside, they are going to throw deep. And if they are able to hit a good amount of those plays, that's the only chance they have. They have to make those plays. Michigan's defensive backs have been very good all season. They're going to be tested in this game because of that. Because I do think Michigan's going to clog up the trenches. I don't think TCU is going to be able to run the ball very well. So TCU is going to need explosive plays to win. If they don't get them, I don't think they're going to win.
What did you, Chris, when you saw that news come out about Mozzie Smith and everything that was, tied into that, the timing of it all, what did you pull from that whole saga that now it's down to a misdemeanor? So it just kind of is what it is at this point. But at the time when the story came out, it was a big deal. Obviously, in Michigan, you're from Michigan. You know how it is. Michigan State versus Michigan fans. Who gets preferential treatment? This is once again the blue wall shielding and protecting Michigan. What did you think when you first saw that news? Because for me, it was a head scratcher. It's like, why not just sit him down for one game, suspend him for the game? Here's the incident. Let's all just move on with our lives. But nobody really says anything about it. Then it comes out in the wash, and now everybody's kind of scratching their heads, and we're still kind of talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, as relates to the details of his, arrest, he says he was a few days ahead. I don't know exactly all the gun laws and what they are, so I can't speak to the legality of all of it. I just thought the biggest, as with everything in the state of Michigan, it comes down to Michigan and Michigan State and how different people treat each other. I don't like it. I thought, one of Michigan State's staffers, Darian Harris, made a good point. I hate that fans of both schools are demanding all the strictest punishment possible for players of another team, especially in a justice system that can sometimes be unfair to young black men. I was mostly upset that Jim Harbaugh would really be so upfront and just really strong at punishing the MSU players for what happened in the tunnel, given he had a player on his team having his own issues. Like it wasn't just heat of the moment, after the game. It continued later on the next week, and then you've got players being charged. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know all the details of it. I thought charging players for the tunnel thing was kind of ridiculous too. I think everybody just needed to chill out about all of this, but it's the Michigan State rivalry, and that's never going to happen. And the result is you just got angry fans on both sides continuing to get more and more angry at each other, especially online.
The people mad online. Who would have thought? Last one here for you, Chris. Prediction for the weekend. Who are the winners in the college football playoffs? Who are we going to see meet in the national championship? Will it be number 1 versus number 2?
I've got the favorites, which is how it often plays out. I've got Georgia and Michigan in a rematch. I just think. I think Georgia has been on another level from everybody else. TCU has been a really fun story, but I just kind of think maybe it's not a great matchup for TCU in that game against Michigan. Ohio State just isn't enough of a team. I think Michigan and Georgia play again.
He is Chris Vannini. You can find his work in The Athletic. Find him on Twitter at Chris Vannini. Chris, my friend, thank you for your time today. We greatly appreciate it. Enjoy the weekend and enjoy the college football playoff semifinal, my friend.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Is it going to be number 1 versus number 2? We'll find out tomorrow with the semifinals of the college football playoff. It's already here. All these bowl games, all the madness that's been taking place. A couple of good ones yesterday, and then a full slate of games. It's not just the college football playoff semifinals that are tomorrow. We'll get into that in hour number 3 in our college football best bets. New customers right now at the DraftKings Sportsbook app can use the promo code HUGE and place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win. If they do, you get $150 in free bets. It's as simple as that. Use the promo code HUGE only at DraftKings Sportsbook. If you or somebody knows a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 800-270-7117. 21 plus, Michigan only. Eligibility and deposit restrictions do apply. Bonus issued as free bets. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/basketball terms. Hour 3 is next. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
It's time to go in the huddle.
1, 2, 3, top flight!
On Sunday, the Lions welcome the lowly Bears to Ford Field in another must-win situation. I thought last week the egg they delivered for all of us underneath our Christmas trees was one of the worst games I've ever seen the Lions defense play. They couldn't tackle anybody, and now they're facing the best running quarterback in Justin Fields. The Lions need to win on Sunday, get back to 8-8, and then go to Green Bay and hope they have a chance to make the playoffs, and we all don't have to live with that Carolina debacle as a reminder during the offseason that the Lions were that close to a playoff spot. A message from our friends on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download it. Use code HUGE to get in on the action. That's promo code HUGE when you sign up after downloading the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Kick off the new year with great game day deals at Meijer. Ready, set, score big with small avocados for 49 cents each for guacamole. Or buffalo chicken dip with Meijer Family Pack boneless, skinless chicken breast for $1.99 per pound. And Doritos are 2 for $5 with M-Perks. Then grab some drinks to cheers every time your team runs up the score. Plus, pay the same low Meijer prices no matter how you shop, in-store or online. There are so many ways to enjoy the big games and ring in the new year at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Dirty oil can easily wreak havoc on your vehicle's engine, so be sure to change the oil at recommended intervals. And for a motor oil that outperforms conventional and synthetic blends, try Mobil 1, the full synthetic motor oil that keeps your engine running like new. Ask for Mobil 1 at your local Auto Value Auto Parts store. And don't forget to pick up a Wix XP oil filter to complete the job. Because when it comes to oil changes, we've got you covered at Auto Value, where service is the difference. We get it.
Attention BetMGM customers. Have a friend who loves sports as much as you do? Well, here's a chance for both of you to earn $50 bonuses when you sign up through the BetMGM Refer a Friend program. Hey, this is Matt Shepard. Just sign in your BetMGM account and click on the Refer a Friend program to send your friend a message inviting them to register a new account in the same state you use BetMGM in. Once your friend signs up and makes a deposit, they'll receive a $50 bonus. And once your friend places a bet with their bonus and the wager is settled, you'll receive a $50 bonus as well. Share the excitement and get a $50 bonus every time you refer a friend to BetMGM. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credit. Site credits expire in 30 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Defended in the corner!
To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win! The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker! Kenneth Walker! Touchdown! Smarty!
Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up. Yes! Caught! Touchdown Detroit Lions! They did it! Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end!
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here! A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Welcome back here. It is Friday. It is hour number 3. It is the 30th and final show here in the month of December in the year of 2022. When we reconvene, it'll be January, and it'll be 2023. My goodness. Time flies when you're having fun. Text the keyword sports radio to 21,000. Join us on the Meyer Supercenter guest line, 248-951-2176. And, guys, I got this question during our conference call yesterday with the Lions. What is, first off, do you believe in New Year's resolutions? And what is yours or are yours if you have more than one New Year's resolution? Because a lot of times I feel like some of this is based in social media, just propaganda. That everyone sets these like, oh, 2023 is my year. I'm doing this. You know, I'm going to eat and travel more. You know, all this nonsense. It's like, I haven't seen any of that.
I'm going to eat more, that's for sure.
It's like, I'm a foodie. That's not a personality trait. You just like specific food. Doesn't, you know?
No, I don't get into the whole, like, this year I'm going to do this. It's always just try to be better than the person you were. It's as simple as that.
All right.
Because there's really no other. Like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym every day. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Looked at yourself in the mirror.
Guess what? No, you're not. It's like you're going to have your lulls. Like, just try to be better. It's what it comes down to. Just make a concentrated effort to be better.
All right, I can dig it. Dan, do you have any New Year's resolution?
No.
Believe in them.
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
New year, new me?
I mean, I've already begun and been on my weight loss journey, so I don't. That's like that. I feel like that's like 95% of at least. Maybe 99% of people's, they just go for the weight loss thing. That's all it is.
I saw a tweet yesterday I thought was pretty funny that it said next week you're all going to be in the way of, or you're all going to get in the way of those people at the gym. Leave those people be. And I thought that was, that wasn't exactly verbatim, but the way it was worded, you know.
That's why if you're like in a habitual gym goer, take January off. Relax in January every year. Because in February, like it all kind of evens out.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is just be kind. Yeah, that's a good place to start. If you're a regular, just be kind. You're going to see a lot of new faces, sometimes a smile or a head nod or a thumbs up. If somebody makes eye contact, we give them a little encouragement.
Just tell them they're there trying to be better.
Exactly.
Help them out. It's an intimidating thing when you're, not feeling the best about yourself trying to go to the gym.
Exactly. And if you're a regular, just about, you see the same faces pretty regularly, so who's in there, and you're going to know exactly who's new. So if they're new, I'm not saying you got to go up and start conversation with them and, throw them a towel and a Gatorade, but, just your facial expression can be welcoming or it can be not welcoming. So just try to be friendly, and some people are probably going to be learning their way around some pieces of equipment. All right, let's get to CK in Maumee, who wants to join us on the Meyer Supercenter guest line. You can do that too. Call 248-951-2176. CK, what's happening?
Hey, how are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my friend.
I would like all my Detroit sports teams to be resolved to have what Dan Campbell had on his hat at the press conference the other day: grit. I watched the Wings the other night. They turn it on and turn it off, but they don't play physical. And when they play physical, all of a sudden it's amazing. Their forechecks much better. Their defensive front of the net's much better. I watched the Lions the other day. No grit. Not at all. Watch the Pistons. No grit. Not at all. And I know you were talking about Michigan basketball. Defense is grit. It's personal.
Grit.
And that's what I'd like to see. I'd like to just see more of Detroit sports teams to show some grit. Take it personally. Play with a little bit of an edge, like sandpaper. I don't want to play against these guys. They just beat the crap out of us every time we play because they're tough, they're gritty. And when they play that way, it's amazing. They're just so much better. So that's what I had to say.
Hey, New Year's resolution for Michigan sports teams: get a little gritty, says CK in Maumee. CK, I appreciate you, my friend. Happy New Year, partner. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Okay, buddy. Thanks.
Enjoy the weekend. Dan, you got more action over there?
Maybe someone's calling in right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Good timing. Yeah, I don't know. So I was asked what was my New Year's resolution, and I was like, look, my resolution is I'm going to be better at golf this year. And they kind of laughed. And they're like, oh, that's an interesting one. I said, look, last year I started to put more time into it. This year, you can't just play once a week, though, and expect to get better. I mean, playing once a week was great. I love playing in my dad's golf league. That's fantastic because it's guaranteed to get out there and play once a week, but you're not going to improve doing that. So this year I'm going to dedicate, at least a couple days to just go work on putting and chipping at a course nearby. Even if I'm not playing, just work on my ball striking. And, yeah, like that single-digit handicap is right. I can taste it. It's so close I can feel it. Let's get to Big Snoop in northern Michigan. What up, Snoop?
What's up, big guy?
Snoop-a-loop.
Bring your green hat.
Bring your funny green hat. I love that. That's great. I'm glad you
so
got the
a couple
reference.
things.
Yeah,
old school. How about those Bulldogs back-to-back national titles? Let's go.
Ferris State.
Got to put some dog in it. I saw Hughes went out to the Natty game out there. He looks like he had fun.
Yeah, Huge all of a sudden is like Ferris State's emissary, or like ambassador. I don't know. All of a sudden he called me. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going over to Ferris." I said, "What are you going over there for?" He's like, "Well, they're hosting. They got the semifinals." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "They win. I might go to the national champ." I'm like, "Well, hell, go."
Yeah, send it. He's him and Tony been buddies for a long time, so that kind of falls into play, I guess. But New Year's resolutions. Last year was buy a house, accomplish that. This year is buy a barbecue trailer. So that's my New Year's resolution.
Wait, are you gonna start like a food service up there in northern Michigan?
Well, I got my pit down in Texas. Went down to Texas, Fort Worth. Stopped at a hotel. They sold my catalytic converter off my Sequoia, so that was real nice. And then I had to stick around for 2 days and get a new one and pulled my barbecue pit back up to Michigan. And now the object is to get a barbecue trailer and start slinging some Snoop's barbecue grill out here.
All right. What city are you in?
Traverse City.
Traverse City. Oh, man. Snoop and TC's barbecue. I love it. I think it's fantastic. When I make the circle tour to northern Michigan this summer, I'll be up there to try right out of the truck.
You and the boys are always welcome, my friend.
Appreciate you, my man. Well, hey, one, congrats on accomplishing last year's goal, right? Set goals, write them down, accomplish them, knock them out. That's what it's all about. And two, cheers to the food truck.
cheers to the food truck. And the last caller with no grit, man. I don't know if I agree with that guy. Lions got a lot of grit. They got 7 wins. Those are grit wins.
But last week we were not very gritty.
No.
We were not very gritty last week.
Our boy Killian Hayes throwing some blows. That's a little gritty.
Yeah, it was very French of him. Backhanded slap, very French.
Yeah, right.
Imagine O-line, very French.
That was whack. But you guys enjoy your New Year's. Go Blue.
Go Blue. That's Snoop and TC. We'll step aside, come back. College football's best bets. Bowl game bonanza. Next, X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
We played for the thrill. That rush you feel with the game on the line. I'm Herman Moore, Lions All-Pro wide receiver. Now, with Eagle Casino and Sports, the new sportsbook app from Soaring Eagle, anywhere I'm at, I'm still in the game.
Sign up now and get up to $1,000. That's right, up to $1,000 for a risk-free bet on your next favorite underdog, parlay, or prop.
Eagle Casino and Sports. Made in Michigan, made for Michigan.
Must be 21 or older and in Michigan to play.
Kick off the new year with great game day deals at Meijer. Ready, set, score big with small avocados for 49 cents each for guacamole. Or buffalo chicken dip with Meijer Family Pack boneless, skinless chicken breast for $1.99 per pound. And Doritos are 2 for $5 with M-Perks. Then grab some drinks to cheers every time your team runs up the score. Plus, pay the same low Meijer prices no matter how you shop, in-store or online. There are so many ways to enjoy the big games and ring in the new year at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Attention BetMGM customers. Have a friend who loves sports as much as you do? Well, here's a chance for both of you to earn $50 bonuses when you sign up through the BetMGM Refer a Friend program. Hey, this is Matt Shepard. Just sign in your BetMGM account and click on the Refer a Friend program to send your friend a message inviting them to register a new account in the same state you use BetMGM in. Once your friend signs up and makes a deposit, they'll receive a $50 bonus. And once your friend places a bet with their bonus and the wager is settled, you'll receive a $50 bonus as well. Share the excitement and get a $50 bonus every time you refer a friend to BetMGM. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credit. Site credits expire in 30 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
What a great song. What a great song. Great way to kick off the new year. Maybe that's your New Year's resolution. Get back out there. Huh? Get back in the streets, as they say. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code HUGE. Promo code HUGE. Place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win. Get $150 in free bets when they do. That's promo code HUGE only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Now, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, don't hesitate. Don't delay. Don't let it get out of hand. Call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline, 800-270-7117. 21 plus. Michigan only. Eligibility and deposit restrictions to apply. Bonus issued as free bets. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/basketball terms. Speaking of shooty hoops, on the docket tonight, in case you're interested, you want to get in on that DraftKings special. Pistons Bulls in Chicago. Ooh, man. Probably take the Bulls in that one.
Is Orlando playing? Is their G League team playing tonight?
Yeah, what is their G League team? It's not it's somebody. I think it's somebody in Florida too, and they're also the Magic. They're not going to call
something. They are something like they're. I don't know if they're Magic, but it is something to do with the Magic.
Orlando G League team. Let's just take a look real quick. The Lakeland Magic. There you go. Lakers Hawks wouldn't touch that. Suns Raptors. No Devin Booker for a month. Bucks Timberwolves. I'd take Milwaukee. 76ers Pelicans. Oh man, New Orleans has been hot. Could Zion Williamson take it to Joel Embiid? That's a great game. Nuggets Heat, that's a big one. Blazers Warriors would have been great 5 years ago. Shout out to the Warriors for at least getting back to 500 at 18-18. And then Jazz Kings, very happy for the fans in Sacramento. Really nice to see them be able to make some trades and draft some people and put together a roster that finally works for them, which is good because those fans have been suffering ever since the early 2000s. All right, time now for our college football best bets. We'll take a look at all of the bowl game action, and there is a lot of it. How did we do last week?
We didn't do anything last week. We did 2 weeks ago at the start of bowl season.
Oh, that's right. We had the big bowl bonanza.
That's right. Anthony, you went 2-3 as well. Same here, 2-3 wins. Anthony, your wins coming from Marshall and Eastern Michigan. We all had Eastern Michigan. Dan had wins of Louisville, EMU, and Liberty. My wins were Louisville and Eastern. Liberty. Malik Willis High. So let's move in. There's a lot of bowl games this weekend. We're picking 10 games total.
Yes.
And it starts, we're going to start with the Duke's Mayo Bowl. That's at noon today. Both coaches have agreed that they will take the Mayo bath if they win. It's Maryland versus number 23, NC State. The Wolfpack, 1-point favorites.
Oh, man. Is Talia playing?
No idea. Don't ask me about players in bowl games.
Yeah. Give me the Big Ten. Go Maryland. Let's go Terps.
Hang on a second. Let me get these games up so I can just read them.
See, this is how we get delayed. Right here. This is how it all
I'll
happens.
take NC State.
All that to take NC State.
I'll go Big Ten as well. Give me Maryland.
Yes.
Mike Loxley gets the Mayo bath at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Disgusting.
Next up, 3:30 today, we have the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Number 21 Notre Dame versus number 19 South Carolina. Fighting Irish, 3.5-point favorites.
Huge game there in Duval. I'm actually going to take South Carolina. A lot of good positive mojo for them to end the season. Spencer Rattler finally coming into form. Found himself a home. Carolina, you got me here. Going USC. The other USC.
Have to take the Fighting Irish. That's it. My cousin went there. That's the only reason, but that's why I'm going with Notre Dame.
I'll do it. I'll take Rudy and the Fighting Rudigers. Give me Vince Vaughn and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in the Gator Bowl. Next up, we have the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. 2 o'clock, CBS today. Pittsburgh taking on number 18 UCLA. UCLA, 8-point favorites.
You know me, I'm anti-ACC. We found out, once again, another ACC fraud program propped up by the four-letter network because of their rights. That's why they pump their chest that the ACC is so good all the time. They're a bunch of frauds, have their water carried by Clemson now for God knows how long. UCLA, new members of the Big Ten. We're going Big Ten, baby. Come on.
UCLA, they're ranked 18. That seems like a team that probably has a bunch of guys going to the portal. Can't take them. Gonna take Pitt.
Oh, Dan, I have UCLA written everything. Excuse me. Give me the Bruins, -8. Pitt's nothing special this year. I think the Bruins are a good team. Next up, we have the best bowl game of the season. It's the All-Orange Bowl. Number 6, Tennessee. Number 7, Clemson. I hope they both wear orange tonight. The Clemson Tigers, they're 6-point favorites.
Oh, man, give me Tennessee to cover. Even though that number 5 in Tennessee still rubs me the wrong way with all that jawing he was doing after getting bushwhacked by 30 at South Carolina. Just take your medicine, young fella. I'm gonna go with Tennessee to cover here.
You're gonna go with Joe Milton. Okay. Daniel?
Tennessee's the better team. I'll take Tennessee.
Give me Clemson. As much.
No DJ Ungalalele.
No, they have turned to the freshman a few times this year. And DJ Ungalalele still going to be wearing orange, but orange and black at Oregon State.
Yeah, Oregon State.
Weird school. You never
Was that
hear.
a package with his brother? Did his brother end up going there too?
No idea. But give me Clemson in the All-Orange Bowl. Now, moving on to Saturday, we have the Sugar Bowl. We have Alabama taking on Kansas State. Alabama 6.5-point favorites.
Oh, Alabama. Roll Tide, Kansas State. They won the Big 12 championship game. They are not prepared for what Alabama's bringing to the table. It's a slapping here at the Caesar Superdome. Was there just a fire there, by the way?
56.5 total, only a 6.5 spread. That scares me, but I will take Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama's me for well. Bryce Young playing, Will Anderson playing. They're trying to end their college careers on a good note. So give me the Crimson Tide. Now, moving on, we have the Cotton Bowl coming up on Monday, January 2nd. Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Number 16, Tulane versus number 10, USC. USC 2-point favorites.
Hopefully Caleb Williams is going to play, so I'll take USC.
I'll take Tulane. That's just, I don't know how it's only 2 points.
Yeah.
That says Tulane to me.
Well, because USC can't tackle. We all watch that game.
Oh, that poor kid.
I'm going to take Tulane just because I want to root for fun, and I want the big green wave to make some noise on Monday. Sticking on Monday, we have the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, number 17 LSU, taking on Purdue. LSU, this one's Monday at 1 o'clock. LSU 14.5-point favorites.
They're going to slap the dog bleep out of Purdue. LSU. Purdue's going to get just housed.
Give me Purdue. Come on. 15 points. You can keep it within 15.
I'm hoping. I'll go Big Ten here. Give me Purdue.
I wanted to go Big Ten.
You did until something else happened. Monday, 5 o'clock, we have the Rose Bowl. Number 11, Penn State, taking on number 8, Utah. The Utes, 2-point favorites.
Oh, man. Big Ten needs this one. Penn State's got to have a good showing. I'll go with the Nittany Lions.
I don't know much about Utah, to be honest. I haven't seen anything. I'll take Penn State.
Give me the Utes. They're grittier than Penn State. And Penn State has lost every big game this year. And this is a big game for them. We have the Fiesta Bowl. TCU taking on Michigan. Michigan, 7.5-point favorites. 4 o'clock on Saturday.
Michigan.
Michigan.
I'm going with TCU. TCU, they fight in every game. I think Michigan wins, but TCU is just the team that never says die. So give me the Horned Frogs to cover. Finally, the Peach Bowl. Ohio State taking on Georgia. Georgia 6.5-point favorites.
What did Georgia do? Go Bulldogs. I want a rematch.
Yeah, Georgia, Ohio State, they're defeated.
Dead.
As much as I'd love to take Ohio State here, I just can't. Give me Georgia, -6.5.
Those are best bets. We'll be back with more after this. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, Michigan, let's go big. I'm Herman Moore, Lions All-Pro wide receiver, and I'm talking real big-time winning on the hottest slots and table games on one incredible app, Eagle Casino and Sports.
Sign up now and get up to $1,500. That's right. We'll match your first 2 deposits for up to $1,500, plus 100 free spins.
Eagle Casino and Sports. Made in Michigan, made for Michigan.
Must be 21 or older and in Michigan to play.
Dirty oil can easily wreak havoc on your vehicle's engine, so be sure to change the oil at recommended intervals. And for a motor oil that outperforms conventional and synthetic blends, try Mobil 1, the full synthetic motor oil that keeps your engine running like new. Ask for Mobil 1 at your local Auto Value Auto Parts store. And don't forget to pick up a Wix XP oil filter to complete the job. Because when it comes to oil changes, we've got you covered at Auto Value, where service is the difference. We get it.
Football fans can turn a loss into a win with the king of sportsbooks. Hi, this is Matt Shepard. Just place a single first touchdown score or prop bet on any Monday or Thursday pro football game. If your bet loses, you'll receive up to $25 back in free bets. This offer is available all season long. Wager confidently and take your game to the next level with BetMGM. Just log onto your account or download the BetMGM app and sign up today. Then wager on any player to score the first touchdown in any Monday or Thursday pro football game. And if your bet misses, you'll still get up to $25 back in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. This is a new and existing customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
Everybody is working for the weekend, and it's almost here. It's a short week, very strange week. Crazy. Feeling better. Still got the golf balls in the throat, working on that. I have to go get some stuff today. I'm getting some chatter here, though. I'm getting some chatter from Officer Scott, who still just will not stop about this Michigan loss to Central Michigan. And I think he missed it in the first hour. So let me just pull him back in here one more time. Shut up. Go fight some crime or something. What are you doing texting me?
Well, we didn't talk when we were talking about grit. We didn't mention Central Michigan's grit last night.
Oh, don't give me grit.
Out rebounding 7-footers everywhere in Ann Arbor.
I mean, like Chris Kaman was out there. How are you going to out rebounded by them? You know how many 7-footers on the team? And I got this guy chasing me around anytime something happens in Michigan. Officer Scott, right there. You know, one time I pulled a U-turn in front of him. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I pull a U-turn. I was in downtown Toledo, and he drives by, and he slows up. I'm like, oh, man, that's all I think I'm hearing, right? Shoots me a text. He's like, you in that Ford Edge? I'm like, what's up, man? How you doing? I was like, is that you? He's like, that was me.
It is nice to have connects.
Also, like, let's not play the police sirens over the radio for all the people driving to work right now.
Well, good. You should be aware of your surroundings. Check your mirrors.
Even Officer Scott's like, am I getting pulled over?
Good. I hope somebody pulls him over right now. What is he doing? He said he's in the building. You get out of the road. Sitting down is not good for you. I'm telling you that much right now. Every time this man sits, I get a text about something. Right? It was as bad as you were last night. I knew when I got a text that said Dan and Ryan, it was right near halftime.
I sent one text because I forgot. I sent one text during the game because I forgot the game was playing. And I saw the halftime update. It was a 1-point game.
And you were like, oh, the guys probably don't know this game is even on. Let me share this.
I completely forgot because I was getting ready for Thursday night football. You know, Texas-Washington was coming on late. I was watching watching family movies. Plus, it was on TV, so it's like, oh, maybe they're not paying attention just like me. Because it's also Michigan versus Central Michigan, so why is anyone paying attention?
Well, you shouldn't have to.
Exactly.
You shouldn't have to.
And then I sent one text after that just said fire up chips.
Yeah, you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. Same as this guy.
I don't even do that with Michigan State.
I can't. Oh, I'm sitting on that. Just wait. Hey, God don't like ugly, Ryan. God don't like ugly.
It probably would have been worse if you lost to Amani in Eastern.
Oh, God.
I probably would have texted worse things.
I would have been, dude, that game alone about put me in my grave early. I mean, my God, that was just awful. Absolutely awful. The fact that game was close tells you everything I think that you need to know about this basketball team. Seriously. It really does. Because there's no way that game should have been that close. But that was their Super Bowl. I've talked about it. If a team doesn't have a funny little number next to their name, they have a hard time getting up to play a game. And guess what? Central Michigan doesn't have a funny little number next to their name. They had a hard time getting up for the game. Eastern Michigan, by the way, 3-9. They took Michigan to the wire, then lost to Bradley, Oakland, Purdue, Fort Wayne, Winthrop, UC San Diego. They beat FIU, gave up 101 to FAU, Illinois State, Niagara, and then beat Detroit Mercy in the Battle of Michigan greats. Antoine Davis and Detroit Mercy against Imani Bates and Eastern Michigan. Battle royale there of who could shoot the ball more if they were going to have a field goal attempted battle. 10 of 23 was Davis for 30 points, but Imani Bates only got off 12 shots. And they spread it around a little bit. That 8-cuff kid is good. He is decent. I'll give him that. But Eastern's, I mean, they're just a mess. What a disaster. All right, there is something else that's taking place this weekend. Oh, God, USDA Scott's on hold. We'll get to my thoughts on Michigan football. Let's get first to Scott. Scott, what's going on?
Thank God you are so long-winded. Hey,
You know we do radio, right?
yeah.
That'd be like me being a stenographer and somebody be like, wow, you could type fast. Like, what do you mean?
Well, I got important things to say.
What do you got?
First of all, Michigan. Michigan basketball. I mean, I know Juwan Howard. He is a great, not good, great evaluator of talent. On top of that, I think he knows the game like no other. I think he's going to make an excellent NBA coach within a few years. His temperament and reactions and in-game decisions don't play out for college basketball.
His temperament has drastically changed from year 1 to year 2 to year 3 to year 4. I mean, it has gotten drastically different. Year 1, it was thank you, how you doing, hey, referees, joke and clown around. He's starting to feel that pressure. That pressure comes out.
And that's the thing is that he was a good replacement. He was the right replacement, but I think Big Blue has to probably move on after this year. But as far as Michigan
Whoa! Hot take, oven mitts. You should have told me. Get my oven mitts out. I look like John Kaminsky out here trying to handle that.
Well, I told you I had important things to say, but you just wanted to chit-chat. Then with Michigan football, you're by far the better team. You guys were talking about grit earlier, and that TCU team just has a lot of grit. They come back from so many games. I'm going to call it. I'm with Ryan. Michigan 31, TCU 27. Win the game, but probably not cover. And then with Ohio State, that line went from 9 to 6.5. So those Vegas guys, the guys that bet Vegas, they pretty much know. So I see a close game. I don't know if they have without Njigba and what's the running back's name? I heard he's not playing too. Without them, I don't know if they have enough horses. But Georgia in the last 25 games in the last 2 years, Georgia's had three close games, and they lost one to Alabama. Three, and I say close games and I'm saying less than 8 points. Look it up. They just don't play close games. So, when they get into one, who knows what's going to happen? That's why if Michigan plays them, I give Michigan a batter's chance. I really do. And then as far as the Lions are concerned, we win this weekend. It's a successful season. If things play out, Packers lose, Commandos lose, Seabags lose, then we got a shot. But the thing of it is, if we're big Viking fans this weekend too, because if the Packers lose to the Vikings, whether they beat the Lions or not, they can't make the playoffs because they lose the tiebreaker to us because we have a better in-conference record and we're going to be 1-1 against them. So if they want to play everybody just to beat us, I guess. But if they lose this weekend, they got nothing to play for next week. And then finally, you guys were talking about betting. I got a lot of buddies who are big gamblers. I don't, but do you know the biggest odds, the best odds on betting is women's college basketball. 59.6% of the favorites win.
Oh,
the only problem is 87% of gamblers are men, and they just don't look at the women's basketball to bet on.
If you just look at the game last, South Carolina, #1 team, was playing Texas A&M. It was like 75 to 34.
Yeah, the top 10 teams. Although I think Clemson women's basketball won last night. I think
you bet 10 games, you're going to win. What is that? You put $100 on, you're going to win $200 every night. I bet, but that's just But no, guys won't bet. They won't. Guys won't bet women's sport. I don't know why.
All right, we're going to put our parlay together on women's college basketball. That's what we're going to do. We're going to parlay it.
I got a couple buddies who make mortgage on that stuff.
College best bets next week.
Oh,
we'll do the championship game and then.
Oh my God.
Women's basketball.
By the way, Georgia close games. Missouri 26-22. They won by 4. Kentucky 16-6. They won by 10. That was just this year.
And then Alabama last year that they lost. And that's the only games that are under 8 points or less in the last 25 games. So they get into a tight game. Who knows? Who knows what happens? And, I'm hoping it's, I really don't care if it's Ohio State or Michigan that beat them. I got no love lost for SEC. I'm rooting Big Ten, and then I'll root for Michigan over whoever.
Wow. USDA Scott, man, we appreciate your support. Thank you, my friend.
All right, buddy. You guys have a great holiday.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you. Any New Year's resolution, by the way?
I don't do New Year's resolutions, man. I try to stay the best I can every day.
All right. That's a decent answer. It's all right. All right. Have a great weekend.
See you guys.
As for this Michigan TCU game, right? In the ever-changing world of college athletics with name, image, and likeness and recruiting, the transfer portal, although the new rule coming up in the transfer portal where if you take a transfer portal player, they remain with you until their eligibility is up, I think that kicks into effect in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. I'll do some further research on that rule and how that changes some things, because that, to me, that will drastically slow things down, because you're not just going to start taking flyers. Like, you're going to have to really invest heavily into the research of who you're going to bring into your program. But in the ever-changing world of how all of this works, you can't really take this game for granted, right? And for a long time, Michigan was not on this stage and wanted desperately to be on this stage. And now they're here 2 years in a row. And, should be coming alive from Scottsdale right now. Should be dark out. But, here we are.
I mean, it's still dark out. When we leave, it's like,
it's 8:45.
Yeah, I know, but it's always
days half over.
I'm saying it's like cloudy because of where we live.
Cloudy,
so
gray
it's
skies.
Dark, basically.
Seasonal depression. It's a real thing. But don't take this lightly, right? And I think that Jim Harbaugh had made some comments at the press conference yesterday where he was just kind of thanking all the people that were involved in it, in the bowl game as a whole. And I think what he says here is very important, because this opportunity is very, very rare for a lot of people. And I think it's important to understand and to realize not only what's at stake, but what you get to enjoy.
Really for everything, for the CFP, all the hard work they did, and their committee, board members of the Fiesta Bowl. Everything's been top-notch. Practice facility's been outstanding. At the Angels, thank their organization. They did a tremendous job. The food's been great. The hotel's great. It's really allowed us, to lock in on our preparation and our focus. And the thing we're most excited about is the opportunity. Just a tremendous opportunity that not everybody gets. Some people go a lifetime without having an opportunity like our team has. And through our talent and through our hard work, we've created this for ourselves, and couldn't be more excited about the opportunity that awaits us in 2 days.
This might be your standard and expectation that they should be here every single year, whatever your favorite team is, right? If you're a Notre Damer or you're a Sparty, whatever the case may be, like, we're gonna, we gotta win our conference. Not if you're Notre Dame, because you won't join one, you pansies. But you get what I'm saying, right? Make it to the college football playoff. That is, as this college football playoff evolves, it will be a little less challenging to make it. To make 4 teams out of the Power 5 has roughly 65 teams in it right now, give or take, without the independents. So it's to get 4 out of the 65 in the college football playoff, because the group of 5 basically left out. They have to be perfect and have resume building wins that are just phenomenal to even, or be undefeated for 2 years in a row to get that respect, like a team like Cincinnati. So the group of 5's left out. You really, everybody's playing for 4 spots. It's incredibly, incredibly difficult. So when that question was up from earlier in the week about, what would you rather see, Michigan win the national championship or the Lions win a playoff game? Michigan to win the national championship, like this isn't something that happens all the time. I don't know where you people have been since 1997, but it's been a long time. And it was a long time between 1997 and 1948 or whatever the hell the last one was prior to that. Like, that list of national championships, they're a little dated, right? Little dated. So to get to this point, to have this opportunity, that's all you can ask for. It's all you can want. You hope your team goes out there and they play well and that they win. Obviously, if they lose, which, I picked Michigan to win. I already went all in. I know the Horned Frog shoots blood out of its eyes as a defense mechanism. That's a fact. National Geographic and stuff. Like, look, it just kind of is what it is. If they lose and you're underestimating TCU, like, they're playing for the same prize. They have the same belief, right? They just happen to have a loss on their resume. That's all it is. If you're Georgia, you have the same belief. You want to come back, let's do it again. Let's run it back. That puts you in very elite territory for Kirby Smart. If you are Ohio State, hey, thank you, USC. Had to back our way in. Got a puncher's chance. All you got to do is get in. Once you're in, they got to kick it off. You got to play it. Anything can happen. And so to be able to be one of the 4 teams, although Michigan has made it twice, I don't think that Michigan fans should take this opportunity and this experience lightly. And I hope that, Dan in Wyoming, when he gets out there, he's having an absolute blast and he's having the time of his life and he's enjoying it. And I hope that, you text the keyword CHAMPS to 21,000, CHAMPS to 21000. That's how you enter for the national championship giveaway. If Michigan wins on tomorrow, then you will have the opportunity to go to LA. You and a friend, same deal, all expenses, trip paid. Oh my God, craziness. Text CHAMPS to 21,000. If Michigan doesn't go, you go to the Masters. Come on, what are you waiting for? Do it now. But don't take this moment for granted, right? It's a big game tomorrow, and enjoy where the program is at today. For Dan and Ryan, I'm Anthony. So long. We'll see you in the new year on Monday. Same time, same place. Michigan Sports Network.
Huge here for the huge show that airs every weekday afternoon at 3 right here on the Michigan Sports Network. How would you like to win a trip of a lifetime from Soaring Eagle and the Alumni Association of the University of Michigan? Well, you could be in L.A. to watch Michigan in the national championship game if they beat TCU. You need to enter now. If you're 21 and up, text the word CHAMPS, CHAMPS, to 21,000 for your chance to win.
Football fans can turn a loss into a win with the king of sportsbooks. Hi, this is Matt Shepard. Just place a single first touchdown score or prop bet on any Monday or Thursday pro football game. If your bet loses, you'll receive up to $25 back in free bets. This offer is available all season long. Wager confidently and take your game to the next level with BetMGM. Just log onto your account or download the BetMGM app and sign up today. Then wager on any player to score the first touchdown in any Monday or Thursday pro football game. And if your bet misses, you'll still get up to $25 back in free bets. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Michigan only. This is a new and existing customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
Kick off the new year with great game day deals at Meijer. Ready, set, score big with small avocados for 49 cents each for guacamole. Or buffalo chicken dip with Meijer Family Pack boneless, skinless chicken breast for $1.99 per pound. And Doritos are 2 for $5 with M-Perks. Then grab some drinks to cheers every time your team runs up the score. Plus, pay the same low Meijer prices no matter how you shop, in-store or online. There are so many ways to enjoy the big games and ring in the new year at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
We might have just come out with our most refreshing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer yet. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so it's always going to have a real refreshing fruit taste. Can refreshing get any more refreshing? Yep, it can, and it just did. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, made with coconut water and real fruit juice for a superior taste. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Dirty oil can easily wreak havoc on your vehicle's engine, so be sure to change the oil at recommended intervals. And for a motor oil that outperforms conventional and synthetic blends, try Mobil 1, the full synthetic motor oil that keeps your engine running like new. Ask for Mobil 1 at your local Auto Value Auto Parts store. And don't forget to pick up a Wix XP oil filter to complete the job. Because when it comes to oil changes, we've got you covered at Auto Value.